Well, hello, everybody. How are you guys doing this morning? Welcome to Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World podcast. And this beautiful Sunday morning, we are going to have our special edition of Success Talk. We're going to have a family chat. Good morning on this blessed Sunday. We're all blessed because he woke us up this morning and he started us on our way. Good morning, Success Squad. Good morning, squaddies. How's everybody doing? If this is the first time that you are joining us on Success Talk, if you do not subscribe to this channel, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. But before you do that, Special K Thoughts, I want to do a disclaimer alert. We here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we are fans and stans of the Duchess of Sussex and the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, and Duchess Meghan Markle. We are ride or dies. This is a no fence riding zone. We do not play that we like both sides. So before you hit that subscribe button, think about it. Because if you are in the camp of I like them both, then do yourself a favor. Just listen. Don't subscribe. All right? All right. Because I'm telling you, them airheads, they gets no love on this channel. None. Zilch. Absolutely none. Fred and Gladys, they get no love on this channel. None at all. All right? All right. I want to welcome all of the channel members. Thank you. And I want to give a special shout out to all the channel members. And I want you to know that I should say we really appreciate your support. Yes, we are just getting started for our family chat, Success Talk. Let me go ahead and fix up my channel. And we're going to have a good time during this live podcast because I've got a surprise for you. And I'm pretty sure many of you probably already know. But for those of you who don't know, I've got a surprise for you. Let me go ahead and fix up the channel before I tell you guys what the surprise is. All right, here we go. There we go. We have to get, our banner going here. All right. Let me go back in the comments. All right. So again, welcome. I see you guys in the comments. Those of you who are just listening and you are not in the chat, welcome. I want to give a shout out to the channel members, though, because I really appreciate your guys' support. So Miss Lorna, channel member, I'm glad to see you in the chat. Miss Lydia, channel member, Welcome. I'm glad to see you in the chat. See, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Anybody's birthday today? Anybody got a upcoming birthday? We always want to show love to our squatties. All right. All right. So how you guys doing this morning? Is everybody doing good? Okay. I see the flowers. I see the kisses. So make sure you go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And I want to see more flowers. I want to see more roses. I want to see more kisses because, you guys need to give yourselves a pat on the back because the Success Squad, we are doing big things, aren't we? We are doing big, big things. All right, squaddies, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so welcome to Success Talk. And the name of this episode, it is called Harry and Meghan's $100,000 Squad. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Success Squad. When I say Success Squad, you say 100,000, right? You got to match that by 100,000 when you say Success Squad. Harry and Meghan's Squad, the $100,000 Squad. All right, so Success Squad, we are an international world bona fide movement, aren't we? We we stand strong on all sides of the globe. We speak multi languages, right? We are an organic movement, aren't we? Okay. So let me go to the next slide. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our special guest. Yes, we have a special guest this morning, and I am so happy because I have asked people to join me on a live podcast, any channel member, and I haven't gotten a response. But I have my sis who's going to join me this morning. So here we go. Hello, hello. Welcome, sis.
Hello.
Yay.
Yay. Hey, everybody.
So our special guest this morning is VS Speaks Royally.
Oh, my goodness.
Girl, I'm so happy to have you.
Well, I'm humbled that you asked. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I had to clear the room. I'm like, okay, out. You got to go. You got to go. I got to, because I'm sitting in my living room today, somewhere different.
Oh, okay.
With my hot
Awesome.
cup of tea, because I know you're going to bring it.
We'll bring it together.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if they can handle that, but okay.
That's too funny.
Oh, squad is going to be out of control. So, derangers beware.
Yes, they are. They are.
Put it in the private chat. I'm floored as to what we've raised thus far. Like, wow.
All right. So I see you, Miss Elaine Parker, another channel member. This is a very dedicated squatty right here.
Yeah, she is. She's a sweetheart. She gives us hope for the UK. Not, throwing too much shade on that country, but still. Okay.
You're right. Because,
Mm.
I look for her
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
chat because I know that she's from the UK,
Mhm.
and if there's any other squatties in the chat that you're from the UK, go ahead and, show your flag.
Yeah, let us know so we can always be on the lookout for you. Just to give our greetings when we see you. but it can't be
Exactly.
easy. Mm-hmm.
And before, well, we're starting that. What you just said is a good point because we're both from America. We both live in
Mm-hmm.
America. And girl, here in America, Harry and Meghan are not reported on nearly as much
Right.
as in the UK. So I can't even imagine how a UK squatty feels when every time they turn on the TV, they see their faves just getting
Mm-hmm.
crucified, vilified, dehumanized. Like, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I it's bad enough for us, because we see each other on the Bird app, and so we see the things that go on that Bird app, and yeah, I
Right.
can't even imagine it being on like nightly news or something.
Exactly. You know, sis, I had for about maybe 4 days, 4 or 5 days, didn't pay no attention to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And really wanted to see for myself how the coverage was here in America in
Mm-hmm.
regards to Harry and Meghan. And, when they went, when did I do my experiment? Okay, when they went to, um, I think it was the Queen's Jubilee,
Mm.
right? And when they did, no, 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 I'm sorry. When they went to the Queen's funeral, right? And they did the walkabout. I watched nothing but American coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pay any attention to Twitter for about 3 days. And my God,
The
the
difference.
the difference
Yeah.
was astonishing.
Yeah, the difference. You could even tell the US media that is heavily influenced by what comes out of the UK compared to some channels that you were like, okay, you're just showing what's happening and the reverence that was given, and then you kind of move on. It's not this
Mhm.
whole let's dig in a little deeper, try to get our digs in.
Right. Right. Exactly. All right. So I see that we have another UK squatty in the house, Miss Jennifer Clark. So
All right,
welcome.
Jennifer.
Yay. All right.
Let's see.
So we all know today is June 4th. So today, yay, is
Yay.
Princess Lilibet's birthday. And she's 2 years old today.
Yeah,
So
time
awesome. Awesome.
flies.
Time does fly, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just seems like yesterday they were like we were all losing our minds because they made the announcement and it was like, what?
Exactly. When
You
they made
know?
the announcement on the Oprah
Hmm.
Winfrey interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my God, that Oprah Winfrey interview
It's still giving
seemed
life.
thank you.
It's still giving life. Yes. Hmm.
It's like let the interview go.
They can't because they realize the mirror that they're looking into. They really can't. Hmm.
Move on. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it be. Yeah. Hmm.
So again, happy birthday, Lilibet, Princess Lilibet. She's a
Yes.
princess, right? She's a
Hmm.
princess. So happy birthday, second birthday to
Yes.
Princess Lilibet.
And allegedly, KC3 supposedly bought something for her. I don't know. I'm like, why would he report that? Like, when you look at it logically, why do you have to report that you did? Okay, because we didn't know about the waffle maker until Harry told us. Okay, moving
Exactly.
on. Okay, I'm gone. I'm gonna
E-
behave myself. Let me sip my
exactly.
tea. I'm gonna mute myself because I can see I'm getting ready to go. Woo. Mm,
Girl, you gave some tea because I did not know that.
mm.
I did not know that. I can't stand that man. Girl.
I
Whew.
saw
So
headlines. Mm,
oh
mm.
man. So happy birthday, Princess Lilibet. She is 2 years old
Yes.
today. So let's go back down memory lane.
Mm.
Archwell, they had released the announcement on Archwell. Now keep in mind, Lilibet was born June 4th, but we did not find out till June 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry and Meghan, once again, when they made that announcement, I mean, the world shook. Now, let me ask you something, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Fred and Gladys, do you think they found out maybe 5 or 10 minutes before we found out, or do you think they found out soon after Lilibet was born?
It was around the time we did
Thank you.
because it would have been leaked.
Exactly.
It would have been leaked.
Exactly.
I love it for them. I do. I love it for them.
Me too. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when news came out, of course, the world shook. Harry and Meghan, they released the news on their Archwell Foundation website. And this was a message from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Beginning quote, it says, on June 4th, we were blessed with the arrival of our daughter, Lily. She is more than we could have ever imagined, and we remain grateful for the love and prayers we felt from across the globe. Thank you for your continued kindness and support during this very special time for our family. Oh, that was just so beautiful.
Yay. It was. It really was.
It was. It was. And kudos to the hospital staff, right?
Yeah. Well, you figure where they were, there's very high profile people
Mhm.
come and go. And that hospital doesn't want their reputation ruined for some foolishness in the UK. So,
Mhm. And
kudos to that.
I think that's what people, their haters across the pond,
Mm-hmm.
don't understand. Just you brought up a really good point, sis. A lot of these hospitals, Santa Barbara Hospital, the hospitals in the LA area,
Mm-hmm.
they deal with so many famous people.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, so many famous
Cedars, I think
people.
is it Cedar Sinai that's
Is
there?
that is
But
that the
like,
one in
I
LA?
I think so. Yeah. So this is they. Yeah, they know Mum's word.
Right, that's what they do. They deal with so many famous people that come in and out the hospital, right?
Hmm.
And they respect their privacy. And
This was even more special in the standpoint of Harry and Meghan especially were able to have the child the way they wanted and chose, and it was announced when they were ready.
mhm.
You know, um, not going through the mayhem that they did with Archie. So,
Oh,
you know,
what a
mm,
stark contrast with Archie's birth and Lilibet's birth.
right. Although one of the famous Rhoda, with the initials AL, had that little article, a tweet.
Mhm.
She tweeted out about something shady about Megan, and then it was like the birth announcement was made shortly after, and it was like, and what did you say? Mm,
Exactly.
mm,
Exactly. But yes, Lilibet, her birthday was June 4th. She was
mhm,
born in Santa Barbara. She was born at the Santa Barbara, what's the name of the hospital? Was it Cottage
I don't,
Hospital?
I don't even remember. See, and I'm a staunch supporter. I don't know the hospital. Don't remember.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think we track like that. Like we I don't know. I mean, some do, and that's awesome, but yeah,
mhm,
no. No, 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 no. I don't,
exactly. Well, we know
mm-mm.
it was a hospital in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, and see how quiet the hospital is just, like, goes on with life. Yeah, exactly, we don't know.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Alright, so once again, happy birthday, Miss Princess
Yes,
Lilibeth. Um, I'm pretty sure the family is gonna have just a wonderful birthday celebration.
and her
Um,
godfather.
mhm.
Mhm,
He's gonna show out.
mhm, mhm.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it is, it really is. It's I don't know, I just many blessings to them.
Mhm.
We all still have what happened a couple of weeks ago in the back of our minds, so it's even more special. And Harry at least can celebrate without doing a full 24-hour trip almost, or even longer than that, just flying over there and flying back for some
Right.
shenanigans going on her birthday. So,
Right. And going back to what you said about King Corrupt buying Lilibet a birthday present,
allegedly.
allegedly,
Hmm. Hmm.
this beautiful, precious baby was in the UK for her first birthday,
Right.
and they threw her a party,
Hmm.
and he didn't even show up.
Hmm.
You know what
And
I'm
it was
saying?
like around the corner because if he basically, I mean, he could have came into Windsor, he could have taken the helicopter in if he needed to, but yeah. Hmm.
Exactly. I mean, he
Hmm.
didn't even bother to show up. So
Yep.
that
As I
alleged
said
story
before.
about him buying her a birthday
Yeah.
present, that's B.
Hmm.
We all know that's BS.
Hmm. 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 I don't. I'm like the fact that you would have to put that in the media speaks volumes. Just like that alleged toast you made to Archie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you hadn't scheduled it on his birthday, maybe they would have been there. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, but
Mhm. Mhm.
mm. I
Mm.
have to remember I'm not at home in a sense, so I
Mhm.
have to watch myself because I might get carried away.
Oh, girl, you ain't got to watch yourself on this channel.
I might get carried away. Yeah, but see, it's one thing if you get your channel in trouble. I'm not trying to do
Oh,
that.
I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
All right. All right, squatties, 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 success squad. Take a bow, take a bow, take a bow, and pat yourselves on the back. Give each other hugs,
Mhm.
joys, kisses. So you guys know how we do. You know how we do, right? We do fundraising around Archie and Little Bit's birthdays. We do it around Megan and Harry's birthdays. So of course we have a fundraising campaign going on for Kaboom, and we started this campaign right
Mm.
around Archie's birthday,
Yep, May
and,
4th.
and
Mhm.
my goodness, you guys have showed up and showed out.
It's
Now
amazing.
the it is amazing. The latest figures are that we've fundraised and raised over $115,000, and I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
it's more than that by now.
Yep, it's $116,960 because I just
My
refreshed the site.
okay, my God,
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
it is amazing, squatty. So hand clap to
Yes, do your
everybody.
little dances and everything.
Exactly. I mean, and this money is going to go to good use. I mean, it's going to have real, tangible, positive impact for children who live in Uvalde, Texas. And I mean, that just makes me feel so
So
good.
good. Mhm. Early childhood development is vital, and these children will have that, and they'll be thriving, and flourishing. Hmm.
Exactly.
I
Because there
just
will
want to
be,
throw that out.
because there'll be more parks,
Yes. Like actual parks to play. Okay,
real
playgrounds.
parks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Whew, not just the ones they assemble for pictures and then take down. Okay, there we go. I got it
Exactly.
out. Woo! Trying to hold it back.
Exactly. Ah, all
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
right. So, channel member Miss Lydia, thank you so much for the donation. Oh my goodness, Miss Lydia. Yeah, I mean, you
Lydia,
you
Lydia,
support
really?
us. Yeah, it's like you are already a channel member, but thank you so much. We love you and thank you.
Her messages just got me in tears right now.
So Miss Lydia says, does this mean we get extra trash time with VS?
That's why I lost it. I'm like, oh my god, Lydia.
It probably does, Miss Lydia. It probably does because
We
I
can't
got
help
I got
ourselves.
my yeah, I
Mhm.
got my new segment, Shut Up Fool, coming up. So
Ooh, Oh my.
So you
Oh.
probably will. All right. So again, squatties, thank you so much. Give yourself some love, pat on the
Yes.
back.
Keep sharing the link because you know how we do those. It doesn't necessarily stop today or
Right.
at the crack of midnight, for the 5th. So definitely just keep sharing it out because that number jumped significantly. So,
Well, I was watching it yesterday,
mm-hmm,
and when it was right under 100,000, it was like 957, something like that, right?
mm-hmm,
I promise you, we hit 100,000 in less than 30 minutes
mm-hmm.
because I was watching it. I
It's
was watching
awesome.
it closely, and I was like, I wonder when we're gonna hit 100,000. Girl, less than 30 minutes, we were at 100,000.
Isn't that something? Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, wow. So again, Sexist Squad, give
Yes,
yourselves a
round
pat
of
on the back,
applause. Yes, woo.
and also because we can't fool ourselves now. We all know that there are people who are donating that are not necessarily a part of the Sexist Squad. They're just
Right.
fans, casual fans, or they're just people who have big hearts
Mm-hmm.
who like the fact that we're fundraising for a good cause and they want to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of that. So, hand
We're
clap to those people as well.
hand clap to us all. We are early
Mhm.
childhood, development experts.
Mhm.
I'm gonna add that along with royal expert on my profile. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a really good point.
I mean,
And
we played outside when we were younger. I'm probably a little older than you, but we played outside, used our imagination. Mm-hmm.
we did. I know I did. I know that my childhood, I was always on my bike. I was outside the majority of the
Mm-hmm.
time, and I knew I needed to be back in the house before it got
When
dark.
them lights started flickering, you better be back on that front porch. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you talk about use of imagination. Now, I
Yeah.
look at my son who's 13, and I am a little concerned about that. What is his use of imagination? Now, when he was
Mm-hmm.
a kid, he was outside more, right? But boy, the older he gets, the more he's inside the house on social
Mm-hmm.
media or he's on his PlayStation. But early childhood development is very, very important. Use of imagination is key. Right? It really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember just being a little girl and I would just have all these different fantasies and
You just had a ball. Like life was, it was whatever we were dreaming. You didn't think like it couldn't be that. You just, the movies you watch and you would go reenact them. And, if you had cousins around or, friends, I
right.
was, then you really would have a more extended, of course, there were always some battles going on with cousins and, that type of thing. But yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
And
truly
I just
important.
remember my mom or sometimes my dad would take us to the park,
Mm-hmm.
right? You go to the park and be out there for a few hours and you meet different kids and just play and play
Till
and
your heart's
play.
content. Yeah, they had their ulterior motive, but we were out there having a good time and didn't realize. You don't realize till you're older. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you wanted us like tuckered out before when we got home. Just
Mhm.
barely could eat because you're falling asleep at the table, and it's like bath, bed. There you go.
There you go. Exactly. All right. And kaboom, of course, they're very appreciative of this fundraising campaign.
Yeah.
And once we hit $1,000, they put out this tweet and it says, "Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much to all the global supporters. Your support of our mission to end play space inequity means so much not only to us, but the kids that will be impacted by your generosity." Awesome, awesome, awesome. And when
Hmm.
I read this, the part that got me, because I never paid attention to it, right? Never really noticed it, was when they said, our mission to end play space inequity.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. When I think parks, I just think everybody's got access to parks, no matter where you live, no
Right.
matter what
Or you
neighborhood
have
you're
your
in.
own, or you had your own play or swing set in your yard. Like I had my own, so because we were
Right.
country, so it
Oh,
wasn't even
okay.
that I could really. There was parks nearby. I mean, it was a drive
Mhm.
to get to a park, but yeah, it's important to have that open space and to play, meet other people that aren't just like you sometimes. But yeah.
There you go. Another good point. Oh, sis, I'm so glad I got you on here this morning. You're bringing up really good points. Right. You go to the park and you meet people. You have the potential
Mhm.
to meet people
Right.
that don't look like you,
Mhm.
right? You're touching grass. You're meeting people that are different,
Yep.
right? So,
Yep.
very, very good point. And then you brought up another
Mhm.
point. I'm thinking because I was raised in the city. I'm thinking everybody's got access to parks, but no, people who live in the country don't necessarily have access to a park.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so kaboom. And what I love about this is that, they're stating this publicly. And
Mhm.
sis, imagine how many nonprofit organizations are hoping and praying.
That they are like maybe Megan is or the team is got them in sight. Yeah, line sight. That way their name comes up and it's like, "Oh my gosh." Mm.
Imagine
But
those
squad has to
nonprofits.
oh yeah, but squad has to do their reconnaissance too.
Oh, definitely.
But
Absolutely.
usually when it comes through with Megan and them, then we're like, "Okay, you're good. Just
Right.
don't say something shady and we're good with you."
Right. It's like
I
Harry and Meghan have to put their hands on it first.
Yes, and I love that it's a black CEO. Okay, female at that. I just had to say that because I was blown away when I looked. I was like, okay. Megan
Yeah.
and women advocacy goes hand in hand. Okay.
One thing about Megan, she's very purposeful and
Mm-hmm.
intentional.
Mm-hmm.
She knows exactly who and what she wants to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not going to put her name to no foolishness. She's going to make sure that
Right.
she has researched this before she puts her name to it because it's got
Mm-hmm.
to be right.
Right. Right. There's a lot riding on it.
There's a lot riding on it.
So yeah, it's and I'm happy to see that Kaboom is as grateful. And they're not just silently sitting on the sidelines, that they just
Mhm.
right up from the start have been like, "Thank you so much. You met the goal." Like the goal that we had set, and then just blew right past that because that was what 20,000, and we blew right past that.
Mhm. Yeah, it was 20,000.
And yeah, they have just the seeing them just grateful is made me even happier. So
Me
um,
too.
I'll be thankful to see a lot of the playgrounds and I would say if there's squatties even because I think they're Texas, right? So if
Mhm.
you are even in the area and want to volunteer, because just to see some of the video of them doing the playgrounds, oh my gosh, they look like they have such a ball, the adults.
Exactly. And that's not the first time that Harry and Meghan have been in Texas to help
Right.
out a nonprofit organization. There was a nonprofit organization that they helped. I think it was a women's shelter for
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence
Yep.
survivors.
Yep.
That major storm that came through there, and they lost their roof and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. And Harry and Meghan replenished all that. So
Yeah.
I think it's great that they're not just working with nonprofits in California, when it comes to the United States. They're not just working with nonprofits in California, you know what I mean? New York.
Mhm.
It's like they're reaching out to the Southwest girl.
Yeah, because when the information was put out that said that, the Archwell Foundation has given towards this particular charity, we were all like, where is that? Like,
Exactly.
how did that get on her radar? But, Babies to Babies is a big organization too that
Mhm.
peripheral to. And so, yeah, I kind of miss the IG days when they would switch out the charities
Mhm. Mhm.
and organizations per month because that gave us so much insight to different organizations that we didn't even know. We didn't
Right.
even know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I need them to come back, please. Okay. Just saying.
So I wanted to highlight this comment from H9 because I think this is a very good point. I bet a lot of this is what H9 says. I bet a lot of those charities in the UK that are going bankrupt are wishing Harry and Meghan had gotten to work with them.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Although the few that outside of, what is
Smart
it?
works.
Wellness Child and SmartWorks,
Hmm.
etc., that, had something smart to say or not so smart to say about Megan. And I don't remember who it was. And it's just like, really, do you realize we can pick up our wallets and walk? Like, we're not held just because they're connected to the royal family. Like, don't get it twisted. Okay.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Ugh. All right, squatties. So now it is time for our shut up fool segment.
Let me get
Okay.
my teacup.
Yes, get your tea. You guys go ahead and get your food. Get your water,
Get your
whatever it is that you're
moonshine, Church
drinking.
Nelly.
Mhm. I haven't seen her in the comments yet. But yes, it is time for our shut up fool segment. And we've got a lot of fools that that Auntie Esther is going to tell to shut up. Okay. But before we get started on that, I want to give a shout out and a big thank you to, I love the username, but
I
I know
say
I'm
Black
gonna mess it
Cougar.
up.
Yeah, I
I'm just gonna
usually
call
tell
her
her
Black Cougar. Yep.
because I will mess a name up. Mm-mm.
Yes. So Black Cougar, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the donation. And Black Cougar says, "Thank you, Squatties, for supporting the kids and our faves, for meeting this tremendous goal and doing impactful work around the globe." I mean,
Aw.
yes, indeed, yes, indeed, because it is. It's impactful.
Yeah, it's a
I
heart
mean,
thing. Hmm.
it really, really is. So thank you, Black Cougar. Thank you so much. All right, so Squatties, it is time for our Shut Up Fool segment. And let's see who is the first fool that we're going to talk about. Mm, mm, mm.
Let me mute.
Now, we talked about this extra idiot last week.
Yeah, I just had to mute
Okay.
myself for a minute. Okay.
We talked about this extra idiot last week, but we're going to talk about him again this week because, he's feeling sorry for himself,
I can't.
sis.
I
He
know.
he's feeling sorry for himself. He can't take it. Girl, he can't take it. He can't take the onslaught of
Life is
negativity.
tough, isn't it? Life is tough. So I'm gonna say to him what he said to Harry and Meghan, just shut up.
Exactly.
Oh,
Right?
but he used his mom. That's the recent one. You haven't seen that probably because I saw that
No,
today
I
on the Bird
have.
app. Oh,
I
okay.
have, and we're
Oh,
gonna talk about
Jesus.
that.
Woo!
So, this man, Philip, how you say last name? Is it Schofield?
Yeah, that sounds right.
We all know that
There's an S word, but I'm not gonna say. Hmm.
we all know I guess he got let go from his hosting duties on the British morning TV show called This Morning. Rumors have been swirling for years that he's been messing around with this young man who works on the show. However, he started this relationship with this young man when this young man was around 10 or 11, right? Supposedly he was a mentor for this young man when this young man was 10 or 11. And then I guess when this man turned 18, he decided it was okay to start having sex with this man. I'm not
While
too
married.
sure.
Mm,
While married. That's
Jesus.
the key.
Yeah.
While married. Okay.
I'm gonna start. I gotta mute myself because I'm gonna start.
While married, he was banging this young man who works on the set of This Morning. Okay.
Okay.
Now, apparently, he finally admitted that yes, he had an inappropriate relationship with this young man while he was married. ITV let him go. This all happened last week, right? So now he's giving interviews because he's suicidal, right? Supposedly he's suicidal, right? And he claims he's suicidal because he just can't handle all of the negative press. He's getting contacted by all of his friends saying there's just an onslaught of negative media coverage about him, and he can't take it. And this is exactly how Caroline Flack felt. Dude,
He invoked her name.
he invoked her name. Yes, he did. He compared himself to her.
Mm-mm,
Mm, mm, mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Now,
But
this has only been
see,
going on for 2 weeks.
yeah, but see, okay. I know I said it on my platform that
Mm,
all that Diana went through, there wasn't even social media then. That maybe there would have been a squad for her to kind of stop a lot of the craziness. But
mhm,
who monetized her upon her death? Those are the ones that are now trying to flip all of this around. Why is it okay for him to be, um, don't bother him? Because I know you've seen all those tweets from the certain
mhm,
Rhoda,
mhm,
but it's okay for him. And he cries and he laughed or told Megan something about like get over it in a sense
mhm.
after
He
the Oprah interview.
he told her
Okay.
she needed to move on. He told her
Hmm.
that she
There you go. Those are the words. Move on.
yeah,
We'll
she needed to
move
move
on,
on.
buddy. Hmm.
Exactly, move on. You admitted it.
Right.
So now you gotta take the backlash.
Number one, he either took a week off or was suspended. I don't know. I think he just took time off when it came out about an inappropriate situation. Nobody said what it was in a
Mhm.
sense, but that affected his marriage. And I guess he was coming out of the closet
That
because
part kills me.
Woody Woot was threatening, and now Woody Woot wants people to not. Sir, go sit down. Everybody in the road, sit down. Go sit down.
Mhm.
I
That
would be
part
ticked
about
off of that.
him yeah, that part about him coming out the closet, that's some bullshit. Everybody knew that he was gay.
Oh, I thought so when I first saw the show. Like, Megan brought a lot of us to start watching these different shows.
Mhm.
Now, for me, it was the coverage of the wedding. And I was like, who's this? And I was like, okay. And then he said something about his wife. I said, okay, let me check myself because I don't want to be accused of. But yeah, no, no, no. So when all of that came out, I was like, you, sir, mm-mm. Like you should have been able to live your authentic self.
Mhm.
And you lucky you still breathing on this side of the. But because some people would have handled you a little differently. But okay,
Right.
let me behave myself.
No, you're right though, because like you said, when Megan married into the royal family, a lot of us became aware
Checked
of these
in.
British
Hmm.
yeah, became of these British morning TV shows. And I'm telling you, the first time I saw This Morning and saw this man, I immediately thought he was gay.
Well,
So,
and then I take it there are some men that are feminine and may
mhm,
not be necessarily okay. No problem.
right,
You are who you are.
right.
No hate, no shade, nothing like that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But this whole thing that he's no, I'm not buying it.
Mm-mm,
Oh, my
mm-mm.
wife, the children. You didn't think of them when I see he put up $1 million property for sale. That was his Thursday afternoon place. Listen, don't play with,
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
don't play with us. Oh yeah, that was a
Listen.
screenshot. I love to all the squatties on the Bird app. Many of us that are content creators love you all because when you post
Mhm.
those screenshots, thank you, because all I
Thank
have to do
you.
is hit save. But yes, because
Exactly.
oh, he's coming up in the trash time on Tuesday.
Mm, mm,
You
mm.
had $1 million property, okay, and then y'all want to rant on and on about the Montecito. That is not
Yeah.
taxpayer paid, mind you.
The
Okay.
audacity and the hypocrisy with that
Woo.
just
With all of
kills me.
them, you're gonna have that
Kills
certain
me.
one whose initials are PM talk about he's not a criminal. He didn't commit a crime. Well,
Mhm. We're gonna
y'all
talk
say
about
he
that.
didn't. Mm.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Mm. It just
So,
gives me. Mm.
like we were saying, this special idiot, Philip, He says that he did not abuse his power. Okay, like I said, he gave an interview to
Mm-mm.
the BBC News, and I think to, was it somebody else that he gave an interview to?
I'm not sure who he's interviewing with.
But
Um,
anyway, he's giving interviews, you guys.
so you can't
And
be that distraught. Okay, now moving right along, right?
mhm,
Yeah. Okay.
it's like exactly, you just released this news and you're already giving interviews.
Mm.
Already,
But then
right?
you say you have ideations. Okay, let me just go on because Megan, we didn't know about that till yeah. Okay.
What? We didn't know about that till what? Almost
Mm,
what? 2 years
Oprah.
in her?
Right.
Two
Thank
years
you.
in.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he's saying that he did not abuse his power when he was having this inappropriate relationship with this young man who worked on the set,
Whom he got the job
whom
for.
he
You are the
exactly.
classic abuser,
He's a he's a,
harasser.
he's an
Okay.
abuser and he's a big time manipulator. This man
Yeah.
is a big time
I mean, most of
socio
them running in
manipulator.
them circles. Now, don't tell me your co-host did not know, and don't tell me all them people on that set
Oh,
did not know.
what's her name? Holly. You know Holly knew.
They can say what they want. Cheers.
You know
Mhm.
Holly knew.
Cheerio, because I hope you're oh yeah. All right.
So he's saying he didn't abuse his power, girl,
Mm,
and that he understands how Caroline Flack felt.
I can't handle that they
She,
used her name. Like I remember seeing her name, but it was really peripheral because I didn't know who she really was.
yeah, me neither.
And you're constantly seeing a name, but that was in some of the headlines you would see alongside Megan and them. And then all of a sudden, she killed herself, and it was like, what? What
Hmm.
happened? And then certain ones monetize. Oh my goodness, we didn't realize it was that bad. Whatever, whatever.
It was sickening to see that. It was really
Yeah,
sickening to see a lot of the British commentators
and
and
he was one. Okay,
saying all that, be kind, and they were so sad about her death when they were the ones that contributed to her death. They
right.
were the ones that were writing their articles. They were the
Relentless.
ones who were responsible for the relentless negative
Right.
coverage that she was getting.
I mean, people, things happen in the heat of the moment or whatever. You never know what's going on between two people in their home.
Right.
Um, but for what she got, and then you all are okay. We see who y'all protect, so I'm just gonna leave it at
Exactly.
that. Proclivity.
Phew. All right. So, Alan, thank you so much for the donation. And Alan says, IMO, there were some parties, and there is a lot of those idiots running scared. That's why they are defending him. It's
hmm
obvious. And I think Alan hits a
hmm
good point. It's obvious that Philip has got some things on
hmm
a lot of his cohorts,
Oh
right?
yes,
It's
they
obvious.
just came out too fast to defend, and it's
They
like, wait a
did.
minute.
They
Okay.
came out way too fast to defend this man. Way too fast. I mean, just guilt, just guilty, guilty, guilty. Exactly. Sunny Sparkle says, true, he has dirt. Of course he's got dirt. And I think he's
hmm
got some big time dirt on Piers Morgan.
Oh yeah. I mean, who
Yeah,
doesn't? Who doesn't?
right,
Honestly, who doesn't?
right. Like you said, they just came out way too fast.
hmm
Okay, and sis, you had brought this up earlier. So this man, like,
Jesus, I saw that. I was like, whoa, whoa.
so he an exclusive, right? Wow, an exclusive to a British trash tabloid. Really?
Keeping it within the family, and I
Keeping
mean
it
that
within the
literally
family.
and figuratively.
Mhm.
Yes, keeping it
Keeping it
within the
within the
family because
family.
his brother was like Giselle. Is that her name? Giselle with Epi? Was that the woman's name, or was
I'm
it
not too
Giselle?
sure. I think it's
Oh,
Giselle.
okay, okay. Well, the brother acted that way because that's how he met that young kid. Okay, now I'm gonna move on. I want to mute myself.
Mm. So, of course, he, like we said, he's doing interviews, and this man, right? He basically gives an exclusive showing how he told his mom, right, how he basically lost his job and what was going on. And this man is exploiting his mom.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's exploiting his mom.
Did you see the comments? Oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't get a chance to read them. Girl, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Like you just so happen to have like a pap just so happen to be around and you're out in the open telling your
Exactly.
mother something so personal,
Yeah,
allegedly.
exactly. So
Mhm.
these photographers just happened to find you guys at this park. What is this? Is this a
Mhm.
park?
It looks like it. I mean,
Right. I didn't read the story, but
I didn't
it's
either. I don't
it's
click. I just take screenshot. I didn't.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's like they just so happened to find you at this park right at the moment that you're
It was
telling your mom.
staged,
This
and a
is
couple
so
of squatties
staged.
had me falling out because they were like, "How many takes did it did you have to do in order to get the right picture, like the right look of
Exactly.
the picture,
And
please?"
exactly. Like you couldn't tell this to your mom while she was at home. You had to
Right,
take her out to the park.
right. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
somebody's getting some palms grease somewhere in order to have this type of because this is just like, are you serious?
This
Everything
is
going
sick.
on?
Yeah, this is so sick right here. This is sick.
It is.
It really is. Miss Fancy, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it.
You're
And you
making
know,
it rain, rain,
exactly.
rain,
And
rain, rain on special day.
when
Mhm.
you guys do donations, it goes right back into the channel.
There you go.
It really, really does. It goes right back into the channel. And we have another donation from J Matt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a super sticker as well. So thank you. And I hope you guys are enjoying. But this is just
Oh,
horrible.
oh, look at that comment from Little Mac. His brother is in jail for 12 years. Mhm, mhm.
So what's the story with his brother? Because that keeps on coming up.
Mhm. Well, Little Mac put here that
Mhm.
where's that comment at? Your chat's flying because it's scrolling quick.
I need to put that thing on
Let me see. His brother's in jail for 12 years for inappropriate behavior with a young boy. So this mom is already distressed. This is just a stunt. Yeah.
oh, so okay, so this runs in the family.
Mm.
Mm.
The brother met that kid or young man because he's a young
Mhm.
man now
Right.
before however it happened introduced to the brother. That's why I said he was the Giselle or whatever her name is, like
Okay.
Epi,
Mhm.
doing the search and find missions.
Mm.
Allegedly, I'll just say allegedly.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
all
going
we
to
can say
be
is
careful,
allegedly.
but
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
all.
clear.
That's all we can say is allegedly. But yeah, I did this right here
Oh, that was. I
is
rolled
just
my eyes so hard, and I haven't done that in a long time. I'm just saying, like, sir, sir. Look at BW. You go head on. There you go.
yes.
That's
BW,
right,
thank you
y'all.
so much for the donation.
I'm
We
not
appreciate
singing.
it. Super
Mhm.
sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, that's it. Pour your love on her. That's right. Special K deserves it. Let's
Yes.
see.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you, thank you.
ooh, Black Queen. I hope PM gets hit. Oh, it's coming. Karma is, listen, our ancestors
They
are
speak
over
very
this.
loudly.
Yes, they're over it. And they've been giving warnings, people falling down steps and, breaking hips and
Mhm.
you don't want to listen. There you go. Shut up, you
So
fool.
just shut up, fool. I mean, this man
Oh,
is a
he's gonna
master
milk it.
manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
He's a master manipulator. He's an abuser,
Yep.
right? He's an alleged
Mm-hmm.
sexual predator. It's like, shut
Mm-hmm.
up, fool. Just
Yep.
shut up.
He's gonna milk it to his heart content. It's just the rah rah club that's come out to support him has floored me.
Right. Exactly. Like you said, the rah rah club.
Hmm.
Okay. So what if this young man comes out and decides to do an interview?
He did come out at one point
Did he?
um because that's when I was like, oh, this is why you took that time off and your wife, and this is who was behind the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah. He was young. You look at him and you can see he was
No, you could
young, but
tell, yeah. You could tell he's young. I mean, there's a
um
picture of him
oh
sitting the young
Lord.
man sitting between Philip and
Mhm.
Holly, and
Yep.
he looks like he could be their child.
Mhm. Mhm. So, I mean, it's he may not the young man may not see it as anything wrong, but most that are groomed don't.
They don't.
Okay.
Sometimes it's very hard to convince victims of
Right.
sexual abuse or manipulation
Mhm.
that what has happened to them
Right.
is wrong.
Someone of
You know?
power gets you a
Mhm.
job, and in return, at the moment you're 18, suddenly now they want to, hey there,
Mhm.
I gotta act on my feelings. No. So yeah, just
Mhm.
have a problem with that.
All right. So B10 pounds says can't wait for Piers Morgan to get his.
Yes, we
It's
all await.
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming and it's happening right now. We just don't
See
see
it
it.
yet? Mm.
Keep in mind there is a whole trial going on
Mhm.
where Piers Morgan's own cohorts, people that he used to work with, are calling him out in court, calling him a liar. These people are testifying underneath oath now. They're calling him a liar. They're saying that no, he taught me and showed me how to hack phones. They're saying how he made it clear that he wanted certain celebrities stopped,
Mhm.
that there's no way that he didn't know what was going on, right? While he was the editor, he was into everything. These are people that he used to work with.
Yep.
They are testifying underneath oath, underneath oath
Mhm.
in a court,
Mhm.
and Pierce Morgan has nothing to say.
Isn't that surprising? Isn't that surprising? Because he always has something to say. Always has something to say.
Always. He's not defending himself. I
Right.
mean, he's doing it kind of like generally, right? I never hacked into a phone. That's basically
But
what he'll say.
that's what happened in the initial phone hacking. Now, I was young, but I remember that
hmm
because I was like, dang, a tabloid, they're doing all that? Yeah. Hmm.
But, he seems mighty quiet while
Yeah.
this trial is going on and these people are testifying against him. He don't got no heat. He has no heat for these people who are testifying
Hmm.
against him,
Hmm.
right? The
But,
only person
but
he kind of
Megan.
came after, yeah,
Hmm.
but Megan. Only person he kind of sort of came after they testified was, of course, Omid,
Hmm.
right? Omid is always the target guy.
And we wonder why. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that.
hmm All right, so shut up, fool, Mr. Philip Schofield. Just shut up. Take your food, take your punishment, and leave little
Mhm.
boys alone, and you'll be just
Mm-mm.
fine. All
Woo-doo.
right.
All right.
Exactly. It's like don't nobody over here have any love for you,
No.
Philly Philip.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, none. All right, trying to. I still can't believe that man is using his mama to get sympathy.
That took me out. I think that's gonna probably enrage more people than if he had just remained silent and let it die out in a
Right,
sense.
right.
Yeah, he had just based on some of them, he has enraged people.
Has he? That's good.
So,
I got to read them comments.
oh, yeah,
That's good. Yeah, I mean, he exploited his own mama to get
any
sympathy.
anything to get out of it. So, yeah, you'll probably see my comment there. I'm not gonna
Oh,
repeat it
okay.
here. um, woo.
Oh, so
But yeah,
Sharon says
back
so
to.
they hacked
Mhm.
Paris Hilton's phone? Oh, really?
Mhm. I think she even did. She even mention that?
I'm not
I don't know
sure.
somewhere along the way. I remember hearing about that. But yeah, she There's a lot of people. You think about how much information we know about um, the actors or celebs or even royals, and you know that if you have a password set up or an account or you have something going on, that people can more than likely get into your stuff. But
Mhm.
I mean, I would hope the phone companies over here are a little bit more sophisticated, but you always hear about we always find out about hacking situations months after they've occurred, even with our banking. And you're like, really? You're telling me 2 months after it happened?
That is true. That is so true.
Thanks
Yeah,
for covering your butt versus letting us know ahead of time. Mm-hmm.
exactly. That is true now. We find out what 2, 3 months later.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, say what? What?
It's like, "Really? Bank of America?
Right.
Gee, thanks for letting me know."
Yeah.
3 months later.
Didn't want me pulling my money, did you? Hmm.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
All right, squatty. So now it is time for Jackass time. We had Shut
Uh-oh.
Up Full Time.
Oh, you got some good segments. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I just started them last week, to be honest. But it is time for Jackass time. All right. All right. And unfortunately, we got a few jackasses, during this segment here. A lot has been going on. So this is our first jackass right here. All right. This is our first one.
Those aren't tears,
Um,
are they?
girl,
Okay, let me mute.
I when I girl, I saw this on Twitter and somebody had posted a video, which I'm not gonna play, of this sister right here. And I believe her name is Allison. I don't know what her last name is. Is it Hammond?
Hmm.
Now she's on this morning. Sometimes she co-hosts this morning, right? And no, this girl was not crying.
Hmm.
Sis, she was crying about Philip, and she said they were like a family, and she was crying. She was literally
Um,
crying.
so now you've implicated yourself. Okay. Thank you. Hmm.
Exactly. Right? I mean, nobody's expressing no type of sympathy for the alleged victim, right?
I
Or
just don't get it.
I don't get it either, but not necessarily expressing sympathy for the alleged victim because we don't know if this young man sees himself as a
Right.
victim.
Well, it's
But
just being quiet. Who wants to discuss it? Let it happen. Let it go. Let it
right.
flow. Mm.
But not just saying, um what he did was wrong because at the end of the day he was married. How about just at least focus on that, the fact that he
Mhm.
was cheating on his wife, right? No, no
Mhm.
sympathy for the wife
Right.
that he was cheating on, right? She's crying because he done lost his job and they're like a family.
Well, she can always give up hers and and let him come back if that's the case. How family are you? Oh, okay.
I mean, sis, why it got to be one of us?
there's always one.
Why?
Hmm.
Why?
There's always one. There's a particular I don't know if she still considers herself American since she's married to a Brit. You
No,
even
I
know where
think
I'm getting
she's
ready to
I think
go.
sh I think
Mhm.
she's British because I hear a British accent. She's British, right?
Oh, this one here? Yes, but I was
Yeah.
talking about another, why there's always one that's in another party
Oh,
that,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
First initial is
Mm.
C. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, that
Oh.
would be doing the same thing.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. I'm
Squatty's
just
trust.
Mhm.
Miss Candace is gonna be either in a shut up fool segment or a jackass segment. You guys know that's coming.
But this gives me those type of vibes like, well, where are you? Okay. Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah,
Where has she been
exactly.
the last few years? Because I mean, okay.
No, I mean, you know, I don't really watch This Morning, of course, I don't. But the segments that I've watched where they're seriously trashing Megan,
Hmm.
she's one of those that just kind of sits there to the side and doesn't really say much.
Hmm. Because
So,
she wants her job.
there
Mm.
you go, because she wants her job. right? She
Yep.
wants her job. She wants to keep her job. She wants to keep her position.
Which I mean, I get to some degree, but then again, understand that what they're doing in front of you is probably what they're doing behind your back when you're not around. Okay,
Exactly.
just know that. Okay, I need to understand what's in the water for the Black Brits. I do. Okay, I had to mute myself momentarily. Go ahead, sis. I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna sit here and be quiet. Oh, she done left me in charge. It's party time. I'm sure she'll be back. It's probably, StreamYard dropped her for a second. We'll just hang out. I hope you all are well. Shh, that's our secret, y'all. Listen, y'all should be tired of my voice by now, but yeah, she'll be back hopefully. See, we were so bad. And just when I said I was going to be quiet and sit here, I have to keep it going for my sis. Church Nelly, how are you? hmm I thought it was me. I'm like, uh-oh, my internet must have went out, but you know, Marvin. No, I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna behave myself. Now, some people are like, wait a minute. I thought I clicked on this link, and now I'm hearing this voice. Surprise! Mm, 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 mm. Woo! Okay. Well, I'm just gonna hold it down for a little bit. Hopefully, she's able to come back. Um, I don't see her yet. Although she can always. Oh, there she is. She's back. Hopefully, she unmutes because I see she's muted.
Hey guys, I'm back. I am so sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Woo! My internet just all of a sudden went out. Boom.
Here I'm thinking, oh, it's me. I'm sat here. I'm like, hello. Oh my. Let me mute myself. Then you'll have to listen to the stuff. I was good. I tried to entertain them a little while.
Were you good?
You
Okay.
know, with my
Okay.
JJ hands up.
All right, let me upload my slides here. I'm so sorry, squad. See, God is in control. Miss VS, that's why you were supposed to be on this live podcast today.
Yeah, but it happened at such a funny moment because I was like, just as I said, I'm gonna sit here and be quiet. And then I'm like, hello.
You're like, hello.
Woo! I was like, wait a minute. What happened to her? Oh Lord, too funny.
All right, squaddies. Let me go ahead and get caught up here.
Little Mac the Palace did it because you were speaking truth.
Is that what little Mac said?
hmm Oh,
Oops. Okay, here we
Ellen.
go.
Yeah, you had gotten to your
Okay.
donkey.
All right. So we were talking about her. Yeah, like I was saying, this young lady,
Mm,
um,
mm.
there's been too many episodes where I've seen them just constantly trashing Megan, and she doesn't really say much, right? She just kind of it's like she's not there. It to me sometimes it seems like she takes herself out of the conversation and just gets mute, right? And I'm like, I know this girl got an opinion, right?
She
But
wouldn't dare. Mm-mm.
like you were saying, she wants to keep her job. She wants to
Yeah.
keep her position, right?
She knows how they talk when she's not around. Mm.
Exactly. So my point was here in America, right? And I'm pretty
Yep.
sure in other countries as well. But when you have a morning talk show or just any type of talk show, the panel should consist of diverse opinions and thought,
There you go.
right? You shouldn't be scared to
Right.
voice your opinion because you disagree with somebody. Isn't that why they hired you?
Mm.
Right? So did they just hire her because of her skin tone?
Mm.
Like what's
Mm.
going on? What's going on here? It's like speak your mind. Anyway.
Yes. Hmm.
Anyway, so Alan, thank you for the donation. And Alan says, "Did you love that Allison was crying those dry tears? Her makeup looks impeccable.
Oh, and you know we are not messing up the makeup. Okay. We try
Thank
not
you.
to.
Her makeup and them nails look good now. Now I will say that
She's making more money. More money. More money.
must be because her
She,
hair looks good too.
well,
She's
she
been
needs to
looking
give
pretty good.
hints. She needs to give hints to the other one that mm,
Mm, mm, mm,
mm, where to get wigs, weaves, whatever. Okay. Let me
mhm.
stop. I'm gonna.
Okay, so
Okay.
JK, thank you so much for the donation. And JK says, "What's in the water is what's in the was it Times
Yeah, Thams. Is it
or
Thams?
Thams?"
How they say it? Something like that.
Okay, so what's in the water is what's in the Thams. Those of us not drinking that water bought filters. People like Nana are drinking that shit straight up.
Hmm.
Now, Nana,
Hmm.
I think her issue, I think that's a colorism issue that she has with Megan because it's too personal. The way she comes at her, it's too personal for me. It's way too personal. If you have different views, that's fine. But to me, it's personal. I think she's got issues with our lighter skinned
Oh
brothers and
yes,
sisters and
but
biracial brothers and sisters.
can
Because
Megan
it's
help
too,
that?
Megan
Megan
can't
can't help
help
that.
that. Yeah,
Right.
Megan can't help that.
None
So
of
it's
us can
like,
help the pigment that we're born with. That's what we're
mm,
born with, and it goes back
mm,
generations somewhere in.
mm,
So, um, if it's more on a personal, has she ever met her? Probably
thank
not.
you. Somebody asked her that too.
So
Somebody asked her.
I
Somebody had asked
even
her.
right, even PM, I don't believe ever met Megan, and I'll always stand on that. You're just screaming into the void. That's all.
Right. Right. Well, you know what his MO is, right? He's always had issues with women.
Hmm.
Um Women who are strong or very successful in my opinion because look at his history. With Megan
Hmm.
it's different. With Megan it's way more personal because he's definitely got a crush on her. He definitely likes her. I think his wife does too. I think his wife gets moist when she writes
Okay, and
articles.
on that note,
I
she
do.
does.
I think she gets
Listen,
moist when she writes
let us
articles
all
about
be
Megan.
real. When we see those pictures of Megan, most of us do. Okay, she's beautiful.
She's
But
pretty.
we're not rallying on like crazy Looney Tunes either. Now
Mm,
they need to cut it out. Y'all are getting paid per letter or word or whatever it is for the lunacy because Piers' timeline doesn't even match up to how the information we found out on the docu series.
mhm,
Mhm.
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 Exactly.
So you did
Exactly.
not put her in a cab to go meet him. Let's
He
get
straight
real.
lied about that,
Right.
sis.
So you never well, you met her at a presser. I'll give you that because she was
It
there
was a
for that.
suit. Yeah, it was a suits presser.
There you go.
Mhm.
But that whole at a pub and at night, no, 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 sir. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
He's lying about that.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-mm.
right, so let's get this jackass off the TV screen. she crying with her impeccable makeup on, nothing running, nothing.
No tissue in her
No tissue,
hand.
nothing.
Mhm.
No streaks on her face,
Right.
nothing.
Oh Lord.
And then look what ended up happening. She didn't even get the co-host gig that she was crying for, right? They gave it to another blonde,
Hmm.
right? Josie Gibson, and I have no idea who this person is. But look at this. Look at this,
Typical.
right?
And
Typical.
oh well, so swell.
Mhm.
She should have known. Hmm.
She should have known better. Now this squad, this cracked me up. DB. They posted laughing out loud. So after all that shucking and jiving from Allison Hammond, crying over that pedo, she
Hmm.
still hasn't got the job.
Hmm. You really thought they were gonna give you that job?
That's
Mm.
what I think. I think she put on that show, like DB says, she was shucking and jiving because she thought she was going to get the co-host gig.
That was the one thing I noticed when I started watching some of the shows. I'm like, where is the diversity? And so like I do with
Mhm.
the stations here, I don't really watch, and
Mhm.
I pay no attention to what jobber. And let's remember, the morning show was the first channel that CT went on after they started dating. She broke the news.
Yeah, she
So,
did. Yeah,
mm,
she did break the
so
news.
I don't. I've never really. I've always side-eyed Phil and Holly. So,
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
One thing about you, since you brought up CT, one thing I will say though, it seems like to me the vibe that I get from Holly, is that she doesn't really care for CT when CT is talking about, particularly Megan.
hmm
She kind of just a little bit pushes back
I mean, she
on
pushed back
Camellia.
on that. Was it a PM's girlfriend that said those disgusting things in a
Yeah, she pushed
text
back
or
on that.
tweet? She. I mean, I
Yeah,
give Holly that much. She was kind of like, not here.
yeah.
But yeah.
I just think that I don't think she cares for CT that much, period. But that's just
Mhm.
the vibe I get sometimes.
CT probably
Um,
gave her that same face. I mean, I see how she is on TV. I'm sure when the camera's off, she's probably 10 times worse. You saw how she
mhm.
treated when the housekeeper came in the room. Oh, that was funny.
Mhm. That was crazy. That was crazy.
That's her true personality right there.
Oh,
She
you
can
know it
always
is.
model.
You know it is.
She can
Oh, so
always
somebody
model.
says, Elaine says, hold on, let me go back. Elaine says the Thymes is the river, the T is
Oh,
silent. Oh,
hams. So it's
okay. So
hams.
it's
What is it?
hams. So it's called hams.
Oh,
The T is silent.
oh. See,
Okay.
that's why I love
Well, thank
having
you.
UK-based Scotties because they can get us
Mhm.
straight on the pronunciations.
Definitely. Because you
Mhm.
know how we Americans are. We done
Yeah,
jacked
child.
up the English language.
Well, come on now. They taught us how to pronunciate every syllable. There we go.
Oh. Thank you, Elaine. All right. And then this squatty posted, told ya they would not give that job to her, not blonde enough.
Whew, she must feel some kind of way now. Still crying?
I wonder if
Hmm.
she's still crying. Mm, mm, mm.
Mm. Mm. The memes are just priceless. For
Oh
those
my
of you not on the
gosh.
Bird app, you miss out, but I don't suggest you sign up for the Bird app, but the
Mm,
memes.
People come up with so many different memes.
Ooh. Mm.
They make my day.
Yes.
All right, so now we're
Oh,
up to our
Lord.
favorite jackass. This is our favorite jackass right
Yeah.
here. I mean, he's more than a jackass. I mean, really calling him a jackass is just being way
That's being mean to the
too
donkeys.
nice. There you go. That's being mean to the donkey, calling this man a jackass. Um, to me, he's just, I mean, to me, he's a bitch. Piers Morgan is a bitch. He's a clown ass clown bitch that is a bully.
This is a dude who couldn't even handle the Larry King. Like he came to fill in and like take over, and you couldn't even handle that because he got ugly. And here in America, we ain't standing for all that. So when he was doing his
Mm-mm.
little shenanigans, they were like, "Get him out of here,"
Get
and
him
off he
out of
went.
here.
So,
Mhm.
hmm
You saw that the clip of when what's her name? Chelsea, I think it's Chelsea Handler was on that
I
show.
haven't seen that. I haven't
Oh,
seen
I
the
mean,
clip of that.
she puts him in his place. I mean, he was rude to her. He started off being rude to her. He told her that she was uninteresting. And
Well,
boy,
okay. Wait a
she
minute.
was
Wait a
like
minute.
she
Wait
was
a
like,
minute.
"You invited me on your
There you
show."
go. Bingo. Bingo.
And if you can find that clip, I mean, the way she handled
Oh,
him,
she's not one to be messed with
she
anyway. If
isn't.
you so,
She isn't. She's definitely not one to be messed
mm.
with. I mean, she will clap back at you in a heartbeat.
But that's extremely rude to say to somebody. But he
That's
wanted
what
that
she said.
reaction, I think. So, um,
Oh, she handled him.
yeah.
I mean, she handled him.
And he was catching fire, smoke, and everything else from this tweet right there.
Mhm. So this tweet, and like you said, for some reason, Philip has got this rah rah club that are coming out defending him. And Piers Morgan, he immediately put out this tweet. Unless Philip Schofield's ex-lover contradicts his version of events to the Sun and the BBC. Also, he gave interviews to the Sun and
Mhm.
the BBC, the Sun of all British trash tabloid magazines. That's who you're going to give an interview to.
Mhm.
See how
Mhm.
they grease each other's hands. See.
Mhm.
Then it's time to stop this relentless persecution of a guy who's lost everything and looks right on the edge to me. Wow. Okay. He doesn't seem to have committed any crime and he's not a government minister. Sis.
Cue squatties.
Sis.
Uh,
Sis.
when I saw that screenshot, I had to take a pause. I was like, "Is this real?" Like, so I usually would go to his
Sis.
timeline to look because Squatty sometimes will play around, but yeah, he's got a lot of nerve.
He doesn't seem to have committed any crime and he's not a government minister.
And I'm trying not to cuss so much, so it's Sunday, so I'm trying to be nice. Shh. But I
Sis.
yeah, it's over the top.
Isn't that way over the
It's over
top?
the top. And anytime he says something about Megan, this needs to be put in his face.
Exactly.
Just shut up. You know
Just
what?
shut up.
There you go.
Mhm.
Hmm
Just shut up because Meghan Markle is not a
She
government
hasn't committed
minister
a
and she
crime. There
hasn't
you go.
committed any crime.
There you go. But yet you have hounded since 2016.
Mhm.
Yeah, somewhere in there. 2016, 2017 is well, more so 2017 when you realized you weren't getting an invite. Oh,
Right. That's really when it started.
woo.
Yeah. That's really when it started.
Mm, 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 mm,
He doesn't
mm.
seem to have committed any crime and he's not a government minister.
Mm. Did he say the same thing about Randy Andy per se? Maybe. I'm gonna have to dig and look and see.
I'm not sure. I think with Andrew, he says um he's never sided with Andrew. He'll say that that he was wrong and that he more so criticizes Andrew for remaining friends with Epstein after he was you know,
Convicted. Yeah.
yeah, convicted of being
Mm-hmm.
a
I
sexual
got
predator.
you. Yeah.
And then him paying out $12 million to somebody he allegedly never met, supposedly never met.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, he'll criticize Andy, but not nearly as much as he does Megan. It may he, he contradicts himself so much and lies so much when it comes to Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, a few years ago, he said he was not going to talk about Harry and Meghan no more ever again.
The whole
Remember
Rota said
that?
they weren't going to cover them as of April 1st, 2020.
Exactly.
Three
That
years
there was
later,
no yeah, there was no need to cover
there you go.
them because they were no longer working royals.
And we all waited. And April 2nd, April 3rd, and nothing's changed.
Uh-huh. But he claimed that he was not gonna talk about he said it was he regretted it. And he was no longer gonna talk about Harry and Meghan anymore. He was no longer gonna talk about Meghan anymore.
And he stomped off the studio floor in 2022. Was that 2022 when he
Probably.
left this? When he
Mm,
stomped off his show?
mhm.
So yeah, okay. Questioned about Megan, asked the same question. She wasn't. She hasn't done anything.
She hasn't
Why?
committed a crime.
Right.
She's not a government minister. She has no impact on anyone's lives. They're paying their own bills. Because remember, I think the reason why he started talking about them again, his excuse was that they were being funded by the taxpayers. I think
But
that's what the excuse was.
that still is no reason to go after just them when you
Right.
have the entire royal family.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just. Mm.
Exactly. Right.
You don't have heat for somebody that sells milk in another country. You don't have heat for people who are on celebrity shows because I thought that they weren't celebrities, even the ones
Mm-hmm.
that marry into the family. And okay,
Yes, Don asked, did he say that with a straight face? Don says Pierce came out of his face and said that he
hmm
wasn't afraid to be struck by lightning.
he wasn't, not yet. Well, he got struck by a
Mm-mm.
squad, but that's almost like as bad as lightning. So,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
yeah, it's the caucasity of it, and I'll say it like that. That
Mhm.
you know. Um, the pigment of Piers Morgan, that's fragility because this is ridiculousness what he tweeted out.
Right. It is. It is ridiculousness, and it just goes to show that when we say that people do not see like the haters, they do
Hmm
not see Megan and Harry as human beings. I
They
think
don't.
this exactly has shows it.
Hmm
You know what I mean? Because she is not a government minister and she has not committed no crime. It's not
Right.
a crime
Well,
to
she
criticize.
did in a sense. They feel.
They feel like
Mhm.
it's a crime, but it's not a crime to criticize the monarchy.
Well, it's not a crime telling the truth about it. Let's not look at their history and think, oh, come on.
Right.
Um. So there's so much I want to say, but I have to.
Yeah. But it's not a crime to criticize the monarchy. It's not a
Mm-mm.
crime to tell your story of how you were treated.
Right.
That is not a crime. Now I'm not going to post it, but somebody had came back at him and saying, "Well, what are you criticizing Meghan Markle for then? Like
hmm
what, where
I'm sure they were blocked.
they were because he's got me blocked."
Oh, he'll block
Um
in a minute. I got suspended for responding to someone else's response on his tweet, PM's tweet.
Wow.
And I was like, but I was, and I told him I was responding to somebody coming back at me. And I wasn't the one that said the word. And then they eventually gave it back, but that was like
Oh,
eight
that's good.
hours. But still, I mean, and this is prior to the current regime in charge of the Bird app. But so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so after that point, I blocked the man. I don't even when we can block them, we can still go back and see the tweet. I like to get the timeline, the dates and the
Mhm.
time to know. Yeah, like you have it
Mhm.
there. Yeah, because
Right. Right.
you are not gonna say you didn't say such and such on this date.
Right. But yeah, somebody had posted something about, well, then I guess your relentless persecution of Meghan Markle can stop because she is not a
Right.
government minister
Or is
and
it for another reason?
she hasn't committed a crime. So his response was that he's defending the royal family.
She hasn't said anything. That's what I'm not understanding.
So somebody responded and said, "Give me a tweet or please state what Meghan Markle has actually said that was so negative about
Hmm
any members of the royal family."
She hasn't.
And of course he didn't respond. Her issue was with the monarchy. the people that run that
The firm,
institution,
right.
the
It was the
firm.
firm. She was silenced. The real plan they had for her, and we all know what I'm inferring,
Mhm,
um, didn't pan out the way they thought, and just it's disgusting.
mhm.
Um, let's just go at her gangbusters even when she was pregnant,
Right.
and the early childhood development expert, was even protected. The former prime minister was piece and now wife
Mhm. They told
was
everybody lay off of
protected.
her. Yep. Who was
So
it?
I have
Shrek,
said, yeah. So
Sarah
I've
Vine?
said, yeah. Oh, no neck. I've
Yeah.
said that I do believe that even the statements released that allegedly have, the Queen's name on it, on her signature, because there is a difference. We're not officially her. And that's just me,
Mhm,
my opinion on that.
mhm,
Because when she officially signs off on stuff, there's a certain way she would sign, and everybody understands what I'm saying.
mhm. No, I agree.
Mhm.
I absolutely agree. I
Those were
question
non-signed statements.
yeah. I question, remember when they put out the statement that, Queen Elizabeth was fine with, um, Camilla being called
Oh, Lord, yes.
queen and she supposedly signed that. I questioned that. I said, "I don't think she signed that."
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I said, "To
When
be honest, I don't even think that she's running anything."
Right. I don't think she has, and the telltale sign was the summit when they did not want Megan there. That
Right.
summit, and the one that was doing the loudest yelling is who has been running stuff for a while. And that's my feeling on it because you didn't have any respect for your grandmother that was sitting there. You had no respect for your father who was next in line.
Mhm.
And you're carrying on like the big man in charge. And people are scared
Mhm.
of him. That's been known, and the media has said that.
Yeah, they say it over and over and over again.
Yeah. So there's a lot to that, and they're dropping gems, and it's a matter of people picking up and being like, "Oh, okay, what do you say?" Yeah, okay. There's some headlines recently.
Yeah,
His stuff is about
exactly.
to come out. That
No, it
dirt's
is.
about to come out.
It is because at the end of the day, you can't use the queen. You can't use Queen Elizabeth to weaponize her as this grandmother
Right.
against Harry and Meghan because
Well,
she's dead.
remember,
She's
right.
not here no more.
But they did for so
They
long when she was
did.
alive. So you see how Phil did his thing with his mom?
Mhm.
Try to use that. Oh, look at this. This is y'all
Yeah.
are hurting my mom.
Mhm.
My mommy, you're hurting
Yeah.
my and they did
Yeah.
the same thing. Now we know, let's see, squad, listen, because Harry and Meghan have a very different relationship, although it bothered a lot of us with the Queen and Philip and all
Yeah.
that. But when Harry explained that they had Zoom calls,
Uh-huh.
what did she asked, what does Archie want for Christmas?
Mhm.
And then she sends it. Come on now.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there were no leaks about it. So that meant a certain palace did not know about
They
it.
didn't know about it.
Mhm.
Remember, squatties have always said, and I've mentioned it on my live podcast, that Queen Elizabeth had a burner phone.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, she had a
Mhm.
burner phone. I mean, I think that there were times where she was in and out, but I
Mhm.
believe that when she was in, you know, there were certain things that she did or set up for Harry and Meghan
Mhm.
to where um William and Charles did not know. They
Yeah.
they just they just did not know, and she made sure that her staff, kept it
The
among
trusted
the
staff. Let's
very
get that
trusted
because
staff.
because
Right.
a certain dresser didn't know on the visits that Harry went in when he said that he had to make sure of who was around her and that she was being taken
Mhm.
care. That told us volumes right there.
It
Mhm.
did. It really honestly did.
And Frumpy Dump
Um
was out there hunting or doing something when his mother was, let me, didn't want. And even that, trying to make Megan look bad. Mm.
Mhm, mhm. So here we go. These are all of the jackasses for this week. All of them. You got Allison, you got Philip, and of course you got
Mm,
Piggy Morton.
mm.
So,
He's just been like honorable mention every week, you know.
so here you go. They're about to get their flowers right now. And all just just straight jackasses.
Yeah, very
So
much so.
this is what I want to ask you, sis.
Uh-oh.
This is what I want to ask you. Um. Oh my gosh, it left my mind.
Oh, see, wasn't meant.
Oh my gosh, I oh, this is what I want to ask you. So this
Mm-mm.
trial that is going on,
Yes.
right? This trial that is going on,
Mm.
and Harry is set to testify. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, Piers Morgan, he's got cohort, his ex cohorts,
Mm-hmm.
credible. These people are credible now, testifying against him in court. Okay, and it appears that the Queen Consort has has wrapped her arms around Piers Morgan. Okay, we haven't
More
seen
times,
Charles.
more times than we know.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We haven't seen Charles do it yet. We
Mm.
haven't seen Chucky, Chuckles, Sausage Fingers, King Corrupt do it. But she's wrapped her arms around Piggy, and this
Mhm.
trial is going on.
Mhm.
If Piggy is found guilty, what do you think the Queen Consort's going to do? Do you think they're going to distance themselves from this man, and
Mm-mm.
he's going to realize it and then turn against the royal family? Or are they going to continue the playbook?
They will
Uh,
continue the playbook. That's all
you
they
think
know.
they'll, yeah, you think they'll continue the playbook and support this man?
He would have too much dirt, allegedly. Now,
Okay.
when he said he was getting DMs from royal members of
Hmm.
certain palaces thanking him
Right.
for how he was talking about Meghan, go and put them out, Pierce, because you know he'll save his butt. He'll CYA in a heartbeat.
Because I have a feeling he is going to be found guilty. I do.
Mhm.
Because these witnesses are too credible.
But it's not his first rodeo, so
It sure isn't.
why is he acting so innocent now? Oh, okay. Mm. He should
Why is
have
he so
known.
quiet?
Well, he should have been quiet a long time ago. See, Harry told you to stop.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You weren't playing the game of chess, and now he's going
Exactly.
to tell you checkmate.
Exactly. I absolutely agree with that one right there, boy. All right. All right. So this is another jackass. Let me go on ahead because this is I can't stand this fool either. Now I do not understand this, sis. I really honestly don't understand this deportation crap. Why this Heritage Foundation feels that they have the right to view Prince Harry's
Now you know why.
immigration status. It's like, who are you guys? Well,
But you
they
know
have
why?
no power. They have no power. They have no influence. So
It's a
what what what
political
what
thing
what is this
too.
about? Yeah, what is this about, sis?
Racism in aspect of you're asking for an American's husband, a
Mhm.
biracial American husband, who's well known. I mean, we're not just going to say that Harry's not known outside the UK. Come on now.
Mhm.
But of all the people in the world, you had to zone in on his paper. You're asking for his visa paperwork,
Mhm.
which is really private because of the information that's in there. But
Right.
because of something he said in a book that he did how many years ago, which we've
Mm.
known about. Because
Mhm.
remember all the tabloids, Charles is putting him in rehab for this, and,
Right.
he's doing this, and we all
We've
know
known
about that
about this
Vegas
since
trip.
Harry was yeah, we've
Okay.
known about this we've known about this about Harry since he's 14 years old.
Thank you. So I just cue it as it's political game and then it's racism tied into it. That family wants Harry back and they'll try anything and any means necessary to get him back. Him, because I
Mhm.
saw a headline that they're actually saying that now.
Oh, yeah, that special idiot, Jenny Bond,
Yeah. I'm
uh,
like, oh, y'all are putting it
yeah,
with your full chest?
the
Okay,
whole chest.
let something happen again.
Mhm.
Okay. Now.
It's just like you said, any means necessary just to get Harry back. So do you think that the royal family is behind this?
Hmm. Yes, I
Wow.
do.
Mm,
Um,
mm, mm.
I mean,
The Whew!
the family, this is my opinion, the views and opinion of Via Speaks Royally may not necessarily agree with that of
Right,
Special K. Now, I'm just saying they just showed up for the PR to Harry's wedding.
right.
We could tell by their faces there
You
was
can tell by
no
their faces, right?
thank you. You
Mhm.
had one that damn near wore white. I don't care what folks say. All right. Um, who's Looney Toony, fresh and fruity, and we don't understand a word she says. Now you know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Um, but they all had these looks on their faces now, just because they were used to dryness at weddings.
Mhm.
Um, the wedding that happened shortly after theirs, where the groom couldn't even look at the bride. Okay, while he's saying his vows, but I'm gonna move back to okay. Cause see, I'll get you. I'll So yeah, I do believe very nefarious reasons, and being that they have been in um, New York several times and nothing like this happened before,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
and the security that was there. I mean, if you have somebody that was part of a Secret Service unit, you would think they've seen everything, and for them to say they had not seen anything like
Like
this,
it yeah.
even in the docu series, that security personnel, he
Mhm.
had said he has handled high profile people all over the globe and never
Mhm.
seen anything like
Poor
this.
poor
So
Megan. She couldn't even go to work at Suits.
right, and then
That
they had to cage in, their trailers and
right.
you know
And they were so scared that she was just gonna walk in her trailer one day and somebody was gonna be in there.
that spoke
Mhm.
volumes. So there, we can't put it that there haven't been people jailed for the rhetoric of Prince Harry, is a race traitor. We can't forget that
Mhm. That's true.
ever. And that
Mhm.
is the media pushing and beating the drums. She's an American. She's a divorcee. She's not like us. Her DNA is going to change the royal family. What? You forget she's still 50% of y'all, but you forget that. Okay. Okay.
Exactly. That's why,
And
you'll
so
all
worried about the
you know
pigment of the children. See, that's the part right there. Don't ever ask if, yes, they were involved. They were involved. They want him back. Him.
right.
Mhm, mhm.
But this is the thing, sis. He's never gonna be king.
That's not even the reason why. Now,
Uh-huh.
now you really want me to go all in? Okay.
Yes, that's why I'm
Okay.
doing this.
So incandescent
Uh-huh.
with rage needs someone to keep Mumbelina occupied in whatever manner. See, you remember when it was the three of them always out?
Yes, I do, and
Okay.
I always thought that
Mhm.
looked so odd. I
Mhm.
was
'Cause
like,
she's always
"Why is
looking
Prince
at Harry.
Harry
Thank
always
you.
the 3rd wheel in this
Yes.
here?"
Yes. Um, Dynamics change when siblings marry. I don't have any, but I've seen it with others. Even with relatives, your cousins marry, dynamics change. So y'all might have hung out a lot, but that's not going to happen anymore. And
Right.
no, I'm not hanging with your spouse because you just don't do that. The niceties that and the here's Harry holding the umbrella, or hey, yo, come back and get your wife because you walked off with the umbrella and she's standing at the doorway and we all need to come out. Like, it's little things like that. Yeah, like Harry is not. The moment you had your firstborn, that was the heir. Like, and Harry
Right.
should have been able to live his life. We see how you had him living.
Mhm.
Megan saw beyond that and saw potential and
She
saw
did.
his heart.
Mhm. She did.
And then y'all, it was a wrap from that point. Okay.
Right. Right.
He was gaga even before he met her. So the moment he met her, yeah, he was like, mm-mm.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly.
I'm out.
Exactly.
He
So
said he was
yeah,
out years ago.
he did. He said he was out. He was going to leave anyway, and he wanted to leave, and his grandmother convinced him that he could stay a couple of more years and at least just kind of do the framework of
Hmm.
representing his mother, which
Hmm.
you know
He's done that beautifully.
he has. And what I love about the docuseries is the fact that he said that he had brought it to his father and to
Hmm.
his grandmother that they were only going to do this for 2 years anyway.
Hmm.
So it was no shock
Right.
that they were going to leave. He said that he was going to give them 2 years max.
Hmm.
And then him and Megan were going to go ahead and leave and, do their thing. But they still wanted to help. They still wanted to represent, the queen. They wanted to do it like the
Half
cousins do it.
in, yeah,
Half
half
out.
in and
I,
half
I
out.
don't know why people acting
And
like that there aren't family members that do half in, half out. There
some
are.
are still in and use their titles to sell everything under the sun. So
Exactly.
what's the problem? Okay. Even the now king was selling products and goods. Okay, but
That man is selling. Can you believe that man is selling biscuits? I think he's selling
mhm,
biscuits and jelly or something like that.
mhm. But then it's always Megan's out to sell the title, and she's
Mhm.
not. She doesn't even when she would meet people. Hi, I'm Megan.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's always been that way. So I don't get the whole. Well, we didn't know who she was before. They were like engaged or whatever. Well, you didn't know Kate either. But okay, well maybe you did for the 10 years she sat. Well, or laid around.
Well, even that is a lie because William and Kate knew who Megan was because they were watching Suits.
Um,
So they knew who she was.
Let me just say, I believe some of the rage that the older one has is
Mhm.
that in those circles they're used to swapping, and he's used to getting what he wants.
Mhm.
She wasn't having it,
Mhm.
and his feelings got hurt. Poor little tink tink.
Mhm. Well,
So
I think William
he tried it.
yeah, either he tried it or he's always had some type of
I mean, who wouldn't?
attraction because she's
She, it,
pretty.
we all would fall out if we had a chance to meet Megan. We all would fall out. We would fall out.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because just in her pictures, but to actually be standing there to see her, I mean, and everyone who has met her says the same thing. She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. And then her
Mhm.
personality.
Right,
She is everything that Kate is not.
right.
Megan is everything good that Kate is not,
But
and
could have
William
been if she
could have
really wanted
been.
to be.
Exactly. Could have been.
Now, she might have wanted to have been if she was a little smarter. She would have done a lot more because
She
she
has a
needs to
huge
set,
platform.
well, a huge platform, but she needs to be setting herself up because she's going to be taking care of her family.
Mhm.
And there's going to be a lot of eyes, and only so much will those taxpayers take on if they find out they're taking care of her family too.
Mhm.
Okay,
Which they
you know.
are. Which they
Well,
are. They're getting
mm,
ready to. They're
mm,
getting ready to.
let's see.
Um, but
Mm,
yeah, this situation right here, um,
it's a joke.
it's a straight joke. Um,
U.S. When have they ever asked for anybody else? Did they ask for Bieber's
yeah,
papers to
thank
see if
you.
he lied? Did they ask for what's these other models?
Ozzy Osbourne, as much cracking
Woo,
and coking
Jesus.
that Ozzy Osbourne has done on these
And
American
his
shores,
and his chaps too. Okay, so let's yeah.
his
Okay.
son.
Yeah.
Ozzy's
Son.
son had a huge drug issues on these
Right.
American shores.
hmm What did they
Who?
put on their papers?
Thank you.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just the audacity, and again, it just goes to show that they do not see Megan, Archie, and Lilibet as human beings. Because to
Mm-mm.
really seriously try to remove a father from his wife and children is just evil,
It's
just straight evil.
disgusting.
It's
What does that
disgusting and
say
it's
about
evil.
and like that crazy tweet we saw about the sanctity from the two Duchess person that you know we need to be trying to uphold the sanctity. No, the ones that are in the marriage should be upholding, and those that are around. I like the Archbishop from just the standpoint of their wedding, Harry
Mhm.
and Meghan's, when all were asked to, come around, circle around, and kind of support them. We were all involved in that wedding,
Mhm.
excluding the royal family, but we were all involved in the wedding.
Mhm.
I mean, dang, Granddaddy Philip found his way there. What?
Mhm. Yeah, he did. He did. He did. He wanted to be there. I think he genuinely wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest, I think that Philip probably liked Megan
Oh, her strong will
because her
and
strong will, just the same way he liked
right.
Princess Diana.
Yeah.
You know.
Um, he kept he I guess I don't know, maybe they medicated him a little bit because I understand he
Yeah.
was off the rails back in the day, but maybe
Oh, I'm pretty sure he still has some racist views now. Don't get me wrong,
right.
but I think he overall probably liked her personality and was able
He
to
saw she's a
stomach.
lot
He probably
more
was just,
than
yeah, he probably was just able to stomach the fact that she was half black.
right, and she wasn't there because of, "Oh my gosh, y'all are the royal family." She wasn't caught up with that.
Mhm.
Um, she wasn't caught up by that.
Mhm.
Um, that's just happened to be that added on feature in a sense,
Right. Right.
that came along with Harry, but it was Harry that she got to know and meet, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sure the brother and sister-in-law were blown away that wait a minute, this woman that was on TV who we quote idolized is now dating him. And here she
Mhm.
is in front of us in ripped
There
jeans
she
and
is.
hugging us.
Exactly.
Although, we coil away from the hugs. Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh. They're hugging us. And then want to talk trash about actresses, but
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
can't talk bad about actresses if you're over BAFTA. And then you have other actresses in the family, Sophie and Amber.
Mhm. Mhm.
But they're okay, I guess.
Mm. Okay, I wanted to highlight this. Judy says, "Happy Sunday, squaddies." He was attracted to her. This is William now. He
Mhm,
was attracted to her, and he cannot believe Harry got her. They knew her. They watched Suits. He wanted Megan. That's in a way. To be
mhm.
honest, I do feel like he did had some type of attraction to Megan while she was on Suits.
Oh,
That's
I'm
one of the reasons
sure.
why he was watching it.
I mean, I'm sure that's PM's situation too. You
Oh,
watch the
definitely.
show.
Mhm.
Um, but there was never, don't even play or insinuate there was any more than that. So,
Nah, mm-mm, not even close. Yeah, but this situation right here, the trial is supposed to be, well, not the trial, but I guess they're gonna have a court hearing June 6th, and I have a feeling they're gonna get laughed out of court because this federal judge is gonna be like, "It's none of
what's
your business.
standing? Like, what? Why are
What?
you
Who
worried
are
about
you?
him?
Yeah, who?" And you're coming in basically saying that you have a feeling he lied on his application. That's not your place.
Right,
That is Homeland Security's place.
right.
If they feel like he lied on his application to, review his application.
But
But
again, then that means that you're putting a lot more people at jeopardy because then
because you do it
all
for
of us,
him,
you better do
yeah,
it to everybody that's
you
come
got to
in this
do it to
country.
everybody. Exactly, you got to do it to everybody.
So, yeah.
So
hmm
anyway,
You know who that he looks very similar to the owner of the Daily Mail.
they
That
all look
hair,
alike, kind of
that
like, yeah,
hair.
that hair,
Let's check your DNA, sir.
yeah,
Okay.
self hate,
Mm,
self hate.
Mhm.
Self-hate. All right, moving on. Okay. Okay, so back to some good news. In regards to
Mhm.
Spare. Now, sis, I want to get your opinion about this. Now, Spare was released what, maybe 20 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and it is still,
No
I think on
surprise.
yeah, I think on the New York Times bestsellers list, I think it last week it had returned to the number one spot for
Yes.
2 weeks in a row, and I think
Mhm.
now it's at number 5 this week. But on Amazon, which is still great, that is
Oh,
still a
that's
great
awesome.
position to be in,
You
right?
know how many authors would
Die.
yeah, yeah,
They
basically.
would
Yeah,
die.
they would be set for life.
Thank you.
Mhm.
But on Amazon, it's back at number 1. So, I wanna get your take about this, sis. Of course, there's just so much negativity about this book in
I'm
regards to the
biased.
UK press. The
Mhm.
American press doesn't even really report about Spare, okay? Which, I mean, that's typical of the American press. That's any book, right? Like Viola Davis, she had a number 1 New York Times bestseller
Mhm.
book, and, the American press didn't really even cover it, right? So,
Right.
that's just typical of the American press. They don't really talk too much about books,
Right.
autobiographies, just any book really. It doesn't really hit mainstream news here in
Mhm.
America. But I want to get your take on this. With all of this negativity about Harry and Meghan, um, this book, Americans, also Canadians, because I read somewhere that it's been number 1 in Canada for
Since the
weeks
beginning, yeah.
since the beginning,
Yeah.
right? And I'm pretty sure that Spare is still selling very well in the United Kingdom. This book right here is a global phenomenon, in my opinion. It's a global success. What do you think it is about this book that has got people buying this book and giving it rave reviews? I mean, really good reviews. What do you think it is about this book? Because obviously, people globally are not paying attention too
To the
much attention to
media.
the yeah, they're not paying too much attention to the noise. They may read about it and hear it, but it's going obviously to me, it's going in one ear and out the other, and people want to find out for themselves. But what is it about this book that you think is causing it to be this hit, this massive, high selling global hit?
Some of it is the noise. Some of it
Mhm.
is the noise because now people are curious and they want to see for themselves.
Right.
But it is the genuine you feel Harry's genuineness come off those pages.
You sure do. Mhm.
And um the Diana pieces because having lived I had to like take those pages, put them together and kind of flip them all together because it was I can't
Mm.
handle that.
Mhm.
Like, all of us reliving that again, but
Mhm.
then through his lens and
Mhm.
knowing it's hearing his inner thoughts that we were told a different version of.
Right.
And now we're reading and from his childhood through his manhood.
Mhm.
Um, he was very open. He shared a lot.
Mhm.
To know there's even more hundreds of pages.
Thank you. He said there was, like, over 400
Okay.
pages.
That
Yeah.
can you release them? But I for
Well,
me,
he
that's what it is. It's just that
yeah.
some of it was noise, a lot of it
Mhm.
was squad. Mhm. I'm buying several copies because I do have, an extra here, and, I have somebody that I'm gonna be like, "Here you go." Um, but so many you hear so much negative, and then I've told people, "Listen, before you say anything to me, I need you to watch the docuseries, and then I need you to read Spare, and then we can have a
Mhm.
conversation."
Then we can have a conversation, right. Right.
Because you'll have their side versus you're listening to tabloid.
Mhm.
I don't as soon as they start, like, a relative was here yesterday and was like, "Oh, about the high speed." Never did their spokesperson say high speed chase. That's the media saying
Mhm.
that. So
Mhm.
just understand and where it was in New York and blah 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 blah. And then we've gotten news that there were high speed chases in New York City.
Exactly.
So I'm just for spare. It's truly winter has come. I was announcing that that was my because the picture just gave me the Game of Thrones look. You know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, winter has come and it's not doing the freeze over that they wanted. It's melting hearts along the way. So it's having the opposite effect, so to speak. But
Yeah, there's something about the cover that
it draws you in. I
thank
mean, his
you.
eyes get you.
Mhm.
And it's really F around. Go ahead. Go ahead. Read me.
Right.
Read my story. So, which I don't understand. Well, I still don't understand how people have this attitude like, he shouldn't be telling. You're gonna say he shouldn't tell his life story, but his father did, and talk trash about his parents. But okay, let's move on.
It's
Mhm.
interesting when you bring that up. They have no response for you. It's like they have no response for you.
They never do when you pull out when you show them their own hypocrisy. Like, what are
Mhm.
you talking about?
Mhm.
It's his life. He should speak about it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. You all are the ones that should make money
Yeah, it's okay for you
from it.
guys to say it, but he can't say it, right?
Right. You do a 15-minute interview and then you use that as a book. So,
Mm.
okay. hmm And think you have the full authority to speak about him, but he
Mhm.
shouldn't speak for himself.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the draw of the book because everybody's like, "Oh my God, Harry actually wrote a book."
Yeah.
Oh, excuse Cuja. Let me.
No,
Hold
it's
on.
okay. It's all right. Because I have a Yorkie, and sometimes I got to take a break to get him to shut up. He's been kind of quiet
She's
during
patrol.
this podcast.
Patrol. Yeah.
But yeah, this I got the audio version, so I didn't read the book.
Mm,
I let Prince Harry read to
listen to
me.
the. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I let him read to me with his sexy voice.
hmm
But yeah, I had a cousin. I'm always talking about my cousins, but I come from a large family, guys. But I had a cousin, a male cousin. Um, and boy, let me tell you, he for a minute couldn't stand Harry.
hmm
He thought Harry was wrong. In he was one of those that felt like Megan was controlling Harry,
Oh Lord.
and
Don't you love when they convert?
yeah, thank you.
Ah.
He was just like, dude, what Megan's controlling Harry, and she's one of those women that have that strong personality, and you know how you women can be, and then on top of that, she's American, and he doesn't know how to deal with that, and da 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 da. Da. And but he always still had a certain likeness for Harry. That
hmm
still always remained because I don't know what his excuse was, but he was like, I still like Harry. But my cousin got this book. I was shocked, but he said he couldn't help it. He said he had to get the book.
Yeah. See, that's
Had
the thing.
Yeah, that's the
hmm
thing, right? He said he had to get it. And he
hmm
said he read it. And he said, "Man, like he said I'm back in the Harry camp now."
It's Harry's words. I don't care
Yeah.
about a ghostwriter. I don't care about anything. It's Harry's words, his life. How do
Mhm.
you discredit a man for telling his life, his story, basically?
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
That's what he said. He said it's his life. That's the way
yeah.
he sees his life, and he was like he's entitled to write his memoir. And
hmm
like he pointed out to me, he said, you guys got all these people who write all these royal books, but
hmm
he's not allowed to write about his life." I was like,
What it,
exactly.
right. Megan said it in the docuseries. There's all these people writing books about my life whom I've never
I've
met.
never met these people.
How do you write about my life when you've never met me? You've
You
never spent 10 minutes
mhm.
or more, which to me, you need to be like a personal friend to really be able to do it.
Right,
But um yeah.
right.
But yeah, and I hope it continues.
Me too. I hope
Mm,
it does too.
you,
These
you,
two,
you
are
do know that if
very
Megan ever wrote one, that it would break the record that Harry's even set. Okay, I'm just saying.
girl. I hope she
Mhm.
takes Chandra Rhimes's advice.
Jeez.
Chandra Rhimes says
Can you
she's got
imagine?
her own story to tell. Ooh,
Mm.
girl. Can you imagine?
We saw glimpses, and we know that from the docuseries, that kitchen scene when she was very frustrated. That's your brother.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna say anything else. But
About
you-
your brother.
right. Okay. Just know that if she wrote a book, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Keep
Mhm.
on with the headlines that he can come back.
And she's also said it during the interview that she had with
Whew,
that
Jesus.
magazine where she said she had a lot more to say,
Mm-hmm.
but she wasn't going to at this time.
Right. I mean, mhm, mhm.
She said, "Oh, trust, there's a lot more I could say, but
See, that was all that American, yes.
that was that
Okay.
Americanism coming out.
Melanated. Yes, sir.
The melanated
Mm.
side. There's a lot more I can say, but I won't right now.
Woo. I don't know what kind of Valley girls they thought they were coming across because they hear she was from California, so they immediately probably thought she was going to be a Valley girl.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, she's not that. As
Mm.
she said, I was the brainiac, so it wasn't even about my looks. She's still that way because she has just how kind she's been to people, and in touch
Mhm.
with them. So, but
Mhm.
Harry knew it. The conveyor belt.
Mhm.
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 And even put all that. He put more stuff in there than we probably all put. We probably all smirked and said, "Ooh, Harry, you little devil." I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm not talking about the first time. I'm talking about with Megan. He put stuff in there. Ooh, child. Space and Mumble wish they could.
I know.
hmm
All right. So congratulations to Prince Harry. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
that, the publishers had I mean, the publishers knew that this was going to be a successful book, but I don't think they thought it was
I
going to
don't.
be this successful.
I'm not sure anybody like we, Squad knew we were going to buy up
Yeah.
copy after copy and that whole thing. But even I was like, you go in these different
Mhm.
countries, so
Thank you. That's
you
the
know,
that's how you know it's successful because it's successful in many different countries.
right,
Um
right.
and
Outside of U.S. where
outside
he's
of the
currently based,
US.
or the UK,
Yeah,
which, from what all they were saying, nobody was going to buy a book. We
exactly.
knew the squatties over there were going to buy books, but over there they were like, "Oh
Yeah.
no,
Remember the
nobody's in."
pearl? Remember
Yeah,
not the
nobody's
pearls,
in
the poles?
queue. Right,
Yeah.
nobody's in queue to even buy a book. Okay, because they had already gotten it online. What,
Uh-huh.
pre-order?
The pre-orders were crazy.
Okay.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Now, does Squad have to tell people how they have to handle when it's a Harry and Meghan product, so to speak? That when they announce that they have something coming out and it's available on pre-order, you better pre-order and don't
Mhm.
hesitate and wait a week or two because then the
Don't.
pre-order sold out. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah, don't hesitate. If you got the funds, go on ahead and get it.
there you go.
And don't believe the polls. I remember I saw a poll that
Oh
said
Lord.
95% of people in the UK were not gonna buy this book.
And it was number one for how long? Yeah.
Exactly. Just like the 95% of people were not gonna listen to archetypes. And how
Mhm.
many weeks in a
And
row was archetypes number one in the UK?
yes. And then they wonder why she gets awards, and then
Thank you. Thank you. And they wonder
um,
why people don't stop talking about
I
her.
mean, let's talk about
No, no,
Vogue.
no,
We
no,
can
no,
go back to
no.
Vogue. That was the biggest selling
Mhm.
edition of Vogue that they've ever had. So don't play with us.
Exactly. Don't
Okay.
play with her. It's like just you know, this is what I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand because hate sells.
hmm
But if they were to report, just report it, what Megan does, report the success of it, right? Would that be such a bad thing for them? Is it because people would really not pay attention because it's positive. I just find it hard to believe that that many people in the United Kingdom are that invested
in
in
their
the
lives.
yeah, in the fixated hate.
It seems to be that way, but then when you hear that they're having redundancy announcements over there, you realize, well, maybe not. Maybe people have finally gotten tired of it. We
Mhm.
also don't have nightly news that sits there and reads tabloids as
That's
if it's a
true.
real paper. So that kind of floored me when I happened to see an evening news show. I'm like, why are you reading tabloids? That
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
make
shocking,
sense.
huh? Yeah.
Now I understand. Now I understand where it's ingrained like this is news.
Okay. See,
But
I'm not there yet. Yeah, I'm
as
not there
Megan says,
yet.
they create it, they don't report it.
Yeah, they do create it now. That part I do get it. But I'm still grappling just a little bit that the tabloid media really runs the news cycle in the UK.
Hmm.
It's like they
They've
have that
got
much
smut.
influence.
Oh, they've got smut on everybody. So of course they're
Yeah.
gonna control the strings. We'll put out
Mhm.
even going as far as okay, well, the agreement that Harry said that he had with his brother at the time that they said they would never brief against each other.
Right.
And then he realized that was not happening.
Mhm.
Or it was happening, but not on his end of it. And so, when it's that one sided type situation and you go back on your word, how are you to be trusted?
Right. Oh no, I think people totally are misunderstanding why Harry and William um relationship is the way it is. I I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that William betrayed Harry.
Hmm.
Megan plays a part in it, but it's bigger than Megan.
Oh, it's way bigger.
William betrayed Harry.
If you even look before Catherine came along or
Mhm.
became the official, and Harry and William would do the dual engagements, and he would always get a dig in on Harry, like the dumb
Mhm.
ginger, the dumb. Like to look back on that stuff now, I'm like, dang,
Mhm.
you are mean, SOB. You still are,
Right.
but um, because there would have been so much. The whole dynamic would be so much different.
Mhm.
We wouldn't even have Spare right now if
No, we wouldn't.
we wouldn't have had the Vogue magazine. We wouldn't have had a lot of different things because they had to shut, they had to
Oh,
have
I
all that.
remember it came out that William was very upset that
Hmm.
and did not want Megan to do the Vogue thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he didn't want her outshining Mamalina.
But you chose the person that you chose,
Thank you.
and for the 10 years that she laid in wait, I'll just say that
Mhm.
she could have been doing a lot of work, literal work, mm,
Mhm.
in getting herself prepared for the role that she was trying to sign up for. Don't sign up for a role that requires you to give speeches, etc., and to
Exactly.
shine. And then you can't, or you're afraid to death. That went over for and the Queen gave you a year grace after you married,
Exactly.
but immediately you had a baby. Okay, let me shut up. Let me shut up.
I think the Queen gave Kate a lot of grace, and then it got to the point to where the Queen, eventually was like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Is
We've got a dumb one on our hands. My
exactly.
gosh.
The Queen was like, "Whoa, wait a minute,"
The
because
Queen's
I
like,
always
wait a minute. Now I know my education only went but so far because she didn't go
right.
to university,
She sure
to my
didn't.
knowledge. So
Mm-mm, she didn't.
I always said, okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna try to be nice, but yeah.
Mhm.
Um, she signed up for the job, and therefore she should step up and get to the point where we don't cringe at her opening her mouth. Like, what is she saying, or what?
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
type of thing. So,
Yeah, you can always tell that William was looking at her like, "Oh God," like.
I mean, he does that
Please
now.
get
He
it
does it
right,
more so now where I'm like, "Dang, sir, you're
because
really
that
putting
marriage
it
is in
out there."
trouble. Yeah,
Well,
that
just
marriage is in trouble. That marriage has been in trouble.
all these disgusting
Mhm.
headlines they put out about Harry and Meghan, and I keep saying every time you do
Mhm.
that, there's a member of that family. It comes out.
Mhm.
People are gonna be heartbroken. There's gonna be some heartbroken folks.
Mhm. Those 2 break up eventually because
Mm,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because
because
he
the
can't.
sister wife is cosplaying her
Yeah,
hard.
and he can't
Okay.
help it. I don't think William is happy. They always talk about how they feel like Harry's not happy. William is not
What?
happy.
Harry is child. Yeah, they were like when they were at the NBA game. See, look, the experts. We got the
Mhm.
body language experts. See, he's not. How come the rest of us read his mind as if when we get back home?
Mhm.
Okay, if we make it back home, it might be like the Beyonce, you know,
Great.
partition. Need I say more? Okay, just put
Exactly.
the partition up because there's gonna be stuff going on that you don't need to see. Thank goodness for NDAs. Okay.
Exactly. I agree with Elaine here. Elaine says William has been jealous of Harry his whole life. I agree with that. Because Harry is the got the personality, he's got the charisma.
But that wouldn't have. Some
If
of it is innate, like it's just you. But he's
right.
always been told he's the heir. He's going to be king one day, and he can't do that. That doesn't mean you can't have fun and enjoy life. Because who is that? Norway, the king of Norway and the queen of Norway. Okay, don't play with us because they get down with the get down.
They sure do, don't they?
Okay.
They sure do. I mean, I've seen some video of William when he's out there, you know, doing his thing on his own, like in a club or whatever. He looks like he can have fun or knows how to have fun.
Oh, he loves to have fun with the
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, he looks like he knows how to have fun, but
When
he
he's
feels
at the
like he's got.
pub
Yeah, he feels like
with
he's
his
got to keep.
dudes.
Yeah, he feels like he's got to keep up this image. But
A perfect. See, you start out with, "Oh, we can't touch when we are in public. We can't touch." So then you try to, and it just doesn't work.
it looks
There's
too
always a
fake.
recoil or something is going on here. So
Mhm.
his latest, like "Hurry It Up," that was
Mhm.
just over the top and with cameras rolling, and you just hope you didn't insult the bride because, yeah,
Yeah, he couldn't help it.
Mm.
He couldn't help it. I saw that, and then somebody at a news publication actually wrote a story about that. That he was telling her to chop it up or something.
Yeah, chop chop.
Chop chop. Yeah.
Chop chop. I mean, when they're out, the kids sit between them, or they're walking between them, and
Mhm.
that's why his nickname is Perfect Space.
Mhm. All right. So congratulations to Prince Harry on Spare.
Yes, continued success.
Continued
May you
success.
continue to keep selling and staying on that New York Times bestsellers list because that's going to make
Mhm.
them even madder.
It is. It really, really is.
Hmm.
All right, guys. So we have come to an
Oh,
end to this podcast, and we want to say
Lilibet.
happy birthday again to Princess Lilibet. I think this picture is so cute.
It is. It really is cute. It's adorable. Now that we know who the hand of God, in a sense, that's touching her.
Mhm. Mhm.
Godfather.
I know, huh? Isn't that great? I think that is so great and wonderful that he is her godfather. It's like, wow.
Mm,
Wow. Tyler Perry.
yeah, like don't have to, but he did save them. I mean, that was just he was a
Yeah.
godsend.
He was a godsend. He really, really was. He
Woo!
did save them. And but see, that's Tyler Perry. Tyler
Yeah,
Perry is willing to help anybody.
body. This I'm gonna drop a figure in the private chat. That's
Mhm.
what Kaboom is currently.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. They're almost at 120,000.
Yep.
Jeez.
Y'all, squad is doing it.
Thank you. Squad is doing it. A lot of people are probably donating on her birthday, on that,
Yeah,
on her
yeah.
actual
That last
birthday.
push.
That last push.
Wish we give thanks and even sharing it out. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just amazing.
That
It's just
last push.
amazing. Oh,
All
I
right.
appreciate you having me up. Because I'll drop down so you can do your little ending, but
Well, thank you so much, sis, for joining us. Didn't we
yeah,
appreciate VS Speaks Royally, guys?
I appreciate you
Everybody
so
give her a
much.
hand clap.
Oh,
Flowers
thank
in the
you.
chat.
Aw. I love them all. It's funny, like all of the Sussex positive platforms.
Mhm.
Um, I'm so grateful that we all either behind the scenes can chat it up with each other if we're on the
Mhm.
social media, but then our audience or our followers, our subscribers don't feel guilted into that. Well, why are you way over there?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
they all cross,
They
you
cross
know.
over.
Yeah.
Mhm. They
And
do.
so it's awesome to see familiar names and all that. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just,
It
you know.
is, and it's like I've always encouraged squatties to listen to other
Mhm.
positive pro success platforms because it's so important that we support
Each other.
each other.
Yeah.
You know what I
And I don't
mean?
say it enough on mine. I have to start saying that and
Mhm.
even getting some clips just to have the different here, I know
Mhm.
Lydia and them will have they can drop links. I don't
Right.
care about that. It's yeah, it's definitely let's support each other in the
Mhm. Let's support
manner
each
and
other. Yeah.
yeah, you
Because
know,
there's so many negative platforms out there,
that are like
and
so
it's crazy.
humongous. I
I
I
know.
it, yeah, it started like it's a little makes you speechless. Like how can they be so big? And here
Sometimes
we
I
are over
wonder
here.
if that stuff is real. Like, are those numbers really
Mm,
real?
mm.
Like, but I
That's true.
guess, I guess,
That's true. I haven't thought of it that
child.
way.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, I saw somebody just open up a platform. I'm definitely not going to mention their name. They just opened up a YouTube channel maybe 2 weeks ago, and they're
Okay.
already at 80,000 followers. I
Okay.
just question that.
What? How is that?
And you got
How have we been
10
around?
videos
Well,
up.
oh yeah, no. Mm-mm.
That's it.
Mm-mm.
It's like I just kind of question it. Now, for me, I've had this channel for about 2 years. Now, it's like I always tell squatties, please listen to other channels because I am not consistent. I am not consistent. I've had this channel for 2 years and I don't even have 100 podcasts out yet. So that just tells you I am not a consistent person, and because I just have I'm very very busy. But I
Mhm.
started this channel because I was just like, there's just way too much negativity about
Yeah.
those two out there.
And I
You
love
know?
Tina and Michelle that they
Yeah.
being the first, they were very,
Thank you.
very supportive and
Very.
get out there and if you want to do it, they'll help you and
Exactly.
yeah, so
Exactly.
without having that already as our like our cornerstone
Mhm.
and we've all continued that and there's really no reason for us to go after each other because
Right.
there's a lot of people on YouTube. I mean, you probably see that too. I still have people who tell me, um, I'm just finding your channel. And a lot of times I'm like, oh, okay. I
Mm.
mean, like I'm so well known or something, but it just floors me and then I get tickled because I'm like, oh yay.
Mhm.
Like somewhere out there in YouTube decided to drop me in the right in front of somebody that was like, "Oh, I'll click there."
Right. Well, you a lot of people who say, "Oh, thank God I found your channel, this, that, and the
Mhm,
other," and they'll also say, "I always get recommended hate
mhm,
Megan and Harry channels."
mhm.
So it's obviously it's a YouTube thing
Yeah,
where
the
they do not
SEO.
they do not
Mhm,
distinguish between the pro channels
right.
and the negative channels. If it has Megan's name or Harry's name in it or
They're gonna
royal, just
come. Yep.
whatever, yeah, you're gonna get recommended that channel.
Yeah,
Period.
that's true.
But sis, thank you so
Thank you,
much for
thank you,
joining
thank
us.
you. Take care.
Mhm.
We'll be seeing each other, we on the Bird app, of course, more so if we don't on YouTube, because yeah, child, we have a good time over there. But to everybody in the chat, love you all. Y'all know. All right. Love
All
you,
right.
Stush, okay?
Love you too.
And we'll be chatting soon.
We sure will be. All
All
right,
right.
sis.
Take care.
You too.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right, guys. So again, thanks. Big thanks. Love and hugs and kisses to VS Speaks Royally. And if you have not listened to her live podcast, please check out her channel. If anybody has a link to her channel, please put it in the chat. I think somebody did already. I think Church Nelly put VS Royally Speaks in the her link in our chat. She definitely does more podcasts than I do. So check her out if you haven't had a chance to. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this live podcast today of Success Talk. We are going to go ahead and end this podcast. But before we do, please remember that we are still fundraising for Kaboom. Last I checked, actually VS Speaks Royally checked, we were over 119,000, so I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 120,000 probably within the next 10 minutes. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're very, very close to 150,000. I would not be surprised at all. So if you want to donate, please go ahead and donate. If you've already donated and you want to donate again, please, you can do that as well. If you do not have the funds, just you're still helping out by just sharing the link. All right, guys. Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. If you are not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. You can definitely follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. And we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcast as well. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your beautiful Sunday. And it's time for us to do our Rebel Yell. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for the Rebel Yell? I need to get a countdown for the Rebel Yell. I do. I need to get a countdown for our Rebel Yell. All right, guys. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at my little Yorkie. He's getting ready to do the Rebel Yell. I lost concentration. 1, 2, 3. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because you know that we are the best. Bye, squatties. I love you. I love you all. You guys have a great day.